What's up, everybody? Kyle here. Let's talk wax with prospect hot sheet number 2. This is a series where I take a look at the hottest prospects from the past 15 days. And I am going to be in a little bit of a rush today because it's Mother's Day weekend and I've had a busy weekend, but I'm trying to get this out to you guys and staying on schedule this year with my hot sheets. I try to do these every 2 weeks. So if you guys enjoy this content, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss my next video. We're going to start off with Jace Young, 23.5, one of the older players on this list in AAA for the Detroit Tigers. Second baseman, he was 356 with 2 homers, a triple, 4 doubles, and 10 RBI. I see Young as a high floor player, although, like I said, he is one of the oldest on this list, and his age may not get him much love in the hobby right now. His cards are sitting right around $35. He's having a good season so far in 2024, hitting .282 with a .242 ISO. He does have kind of a fringy K percentage of 26.9, but it's definitely not in the red flag territory. He's not a top 100 prospect on the Juggernaut ranking system. He is 205, and on Let's Talk Wax rank, he is number 2. He's out of 2022 Bowman draft, and like I said, you can get his cards for about $35 right now. If you guys want some more information on my Juggernaut ranking system and my Let's Talk Wax ranking system, you can find that in the previous hot sheet video, the first one I did of the year. I'm not going to reiterate all those things, and you can also find it broken down in the video description as well. At number 14, we've got the ever hot James Wood. He could probably stay on this hot sheet list until he graduates to the MLB, whenever he does finally decide to get called up, which could be imminent. He did hit 2 more home runs since I made this hot sheet today on the 11th, so you could jack his home run up total to 4. He's 21.6 AAA Washington Nationals center fielder, hit 400 with some jacks, 4 doubles, 7 RBIs, and 3 stolen bases. On the season, he's hitting 344 with a 208 ISO, and what I really like about Wood this year is the K percentage is at 20.1, so he is not swinging and missing a whole lot. He's also got a sub-2 K to walk ratio, which I really like. Like I said before, this guy just needs a call-up. He needs a shot. I don't think he's got much left to prove in the minor leagues. He is number 12 in the top 100. He's number 20 in the Juggernaut ranking system. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 1 for me out of 2022 Bowman for about $125. At number 13, we've got Robert Hassel, who had an absolutely horrid 2022 season and 2023 season, 2022 post-trade, and 2023 last year. He really struggled. He came back in the AFL in 2023 and had a pretty good showing. Didn't hit for a lot of power, but he did hit for some average. I think he hit 300 to finish up the Arizona Fall League this past fall. He's off to a really good start in Double-A right now in 2024. He's 22.7 Double-A. Like I said, he got traded from the Padres to the Nationals. Center fielder. He hit 2 home runs, 2 doubles, 6 RBIs while racking up 18 hits. So you can see he's hitting 333 right now on the season in Double-A, but the ISO is the lowest on this list. And like I said, I haven't seen Hassel hit for power in some time. He was kind of a fringy power guy coming out of 2021 into 2022, but now his power's kind of depleted. I'm not sure if they changed something with his swing, if he's trying to become more contact oriented and maybe searching for that power is what led to his struggle in 2023. We don't really know these things about prospects unless we've got a mole somewhere in the system, so a lot up to assumption, but like I said, he hasn't hit for power over the last 2 years. His K numbers are good. He's got 2 homers, 10 stolen bases. He's a 101 on the Juggernaut right now, and the Juggernaut gets updated about every month, so they are a little backed up right now. I think they're about 2 weeks behind on my Juggernaut ranking system. They're running stats, so it is important for me to let y'all know that these are, I'm probably not going to update Juggernaut for about another week, so they are a little stale. I just updated them to begin the month of May. But he is a Let's Talk Wax rank of 5 out of 2020 Bowman draft for about $40, and I think this is the cheapest his cards have been in several years. I think they maybe even dropped down to like $35 this offseason, but hopefully he's on the up and up. Bobby Barrels, a lot of people probably poured a lot of money into him coming out of 2021. He's one of the top prospects in baseball, but just really struggling now to find himself in the Nationals organization. At number 12, we've got a huge bat, Samuel Basalo, 19.7. I think he's the second youngest. Yeah, he's definitely the second youngest behind Nelson Rada. I do have that in my notes. I knew he was one of the youngest, but I definitely went back and looked that up, and he is the second youngest prospect in Double-A behind Nelson Rada. He's getting most of his defensive reps at first base as well, because Adley Rutschman probably is going to be holding down the catching responsibilities for several years in Baltimore. He's hitting 289 over the last 15 with 4 homers, 2 doubles, and 10 RBIs. He's hitting 252 with a 178 ISO as a 19-year-old in AA. Now his K numbers are a little fringy. He's K'ing at a 24.5% rate, which is just okay for me, but you got to consider age level here as well. It's pretty solid for a kid who's 19 years old playing in AA. And I think anything sub 30 with that age level combo is going to be pretty solid. The K to walk ratio is kind of the red flag here. It's the highest one on the list at 5.60. He's not taking a ton of walks, but as I mentioned before, we got to consider the age level here. With Basalo getting his first full season by the looks of it in AA. 5 home runs, 2 stolen bases. The top 100, he's jumped all the way to 15. I don't think he was in the top 100 last year to begin the year, and he's jumped all the way to MLB.com's number 15 prospect in all of minor league baseball. So on the Juggernaut, he is a 172 right now. Let's talk wax rank. He is a 1, one of my favorite prospects. You'll see James Wood is a 1, Samuel Basalo is a 1, and we have 1 elite player in the top 5 and also 1 1.5 in the top 5. So I do not hand these ranks out very frivolously, or I don't hand these ranks out a lot. The elite rank, I think I had like 5 players that ranked elite on all checklists since 2019 coming into the 2024 season. So the ones, the 1.5s and the elites are very rare. And most players, like I said, their ceiling is an above average baseball player. That's like a 3 to 4. So even a rank of 3 really isn't terrible. Like I said, we're going to jump to number 11, Jacob Wilson, 22.1 AA Oakland A's. He's hitting 500. He's got 20 hits over the last 15 days. He was recently promoted to AAA. He's got 15 doubles, which are kind of juicing his ISO. He's actually taken, I think, 3 more walks, and it's bumped his K to walk ratio all the way down to 3.3. He's got the highest batting average on the list in the 2024 season. He's got a 245 ISO, but like I said, it is juiced by this 15 doubles. He doesn't have a lot of home run power. I don't think he's homered in over like 2 or 3 weeks. Although he does have 3, like I said, I think it's been a while since he's hit a home run. His K to walk ratio was at like 10 at one point because he had 10 strikeouts and 1 walk, but he's getting that down. Like I said, I think he's starting to take some more walks. He's hit 3 homers, 2 stolen bases. In the top 100, he's number 60. In the Juggernaut, he's number 7, and he's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2 for me out of 2023 Bowman draft for about $80. Now, if you guys enjoy my content and you'd like to help support the channel, be sure to check out my Patreon page. I'll put a link to it in the video description. I have free and exclusive subscriber content over there, including Bowman Chrome autograph checklist breakdowns for every release since 2019, including the recent 2024 Bowman autograph checklist breakdown. I've got Bowman team break guides for every release since 2020, including the 2024 Bowman team break guide. I've got a top 150 Bowman Chrome autos list, a top 150 Bowman Chrome autos under $50 list, access to my Juggernaut ranking system that is archived for all 2023 players and has just been recently updated for all 2024 players. You get early access to my YouTube video info and Let's Talk Wax articles, plus much more. You can find all exclusive content organized in the collections tab on my homepage if you guys get confused over there. But I'll put a link to my Patreon page in the video description. I appreciate everyone who supports me already. Kicking off our top 10 is Xavier Isaac, 20.3 high A Tampa Bay Rays first baseman, hit 316 over the last 15 days. And I did make a mistake. It says last 30 days on this. I do need to fix that. It should be the last 15. So go ahead and bear with me on my mistakes because they do happen quite a bit when I've got this much data thrown around throughout a video. 3 home runs, 3 doubles, 10 RBIs, 7 walks. He's hitting 250 on the year with a 228 ISO. His K rate is a little bit elevated at 28%, and his K to walk ratio is okay at 2.30. He's got 5 homers, 5 stolen bases. He's number 51 in the MLB.com's top 100, 164 in the Juggernaut, and he has a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2. He's bat first all the way, but like I said, he's kind of a big bat. It's going to be a hit power bat, and it could be a bat that profiles well at first base. So we're going to have to see what happens. He does have the fringy K numbers. Hopefully they improve by the end of the year, but he's a youngster playing in high A at just 20.3. At number 9, we've got Harry Ford, one of the most athletic catchers in minor league baseball, 21.2 AA Seattle Mariners. He's hit 353 over the last 15 with 3 homers, 3 doubles, and 9 RBI. He's a plus athlete, plus work ethic, advanced approach. He's a really high floor player for me. He could have a high ceiling, but Harry Ford's I feel like he's just gonna be a really solid big leaguer. Probably gonna have a lengthy career in Major League Baseball. He's gonna be a seasoned veteran, and he's just got a lot of good things working for him towards his high floor, with the Seattle Mariners. He is a super short print. His base autos are very difficult to find. He's hitting 240 with a 200 ISO. Great K numbers. Like I said, the advanced approach is there. 19% K rate, 1.04 K to walk ratio. He's number 34 in MLB.com's top 100 on the Juggernaut. He's 77. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2 for me. And like I said, his base autos are short printed out of 2021 draft. They're selling for about $125 right now. At number 8 out of 2023 Bowman draft, we've got CJ Capus, a $5 auto alert here. 22.5 in high A, plays for the Cleveland Indians. He's also a first baseman like Xavier Isaac. Had 3 homers, a triple, 4 doubles, and 17 ribbies over the last 15 days. So that puts his season batting average to 354 with a 280 ISO, an 18% K rate, and a 2.12 K to walk ratio. So based on those numbers, I don't foresee Capus's autos being $5 in the upcoming weeks if he continues to produce. He's got 5 homers on the season already. In the Juggernaut rank system, he's number 67, so he's a top 100 performer on the Juggernaut. He is not a top 100 prospect on MLB.com. His Let's Talk Wax rank could increase a little bit. He's a 3 right now, just because there wasn't a whole lot of data on him coming after the draft, post-draft last year. He's got a 319 career batting average with some juice, so he's definitely got to take a look at. I feel like he does need a promotion to Double-A to see where he kind of fits in at that age at 22.5, but I don't think he's going to be a $5 auto for long. At number 7, we've got Noah Miller, who has a first chrome in 2021 Bowman draft, but I did get his auto comps out of 2022 Bowman Chrome. They're about $10. He's been pretty bad across 3 seasons post-draft in 2021. I do feel like this could be a hot streak for Noah Miller. We see a lot of guys, that get hot for about 15 to 20 days. They pop up on the hot sheet, they never see it again, and they end up, kind of just repeating what they've done over the course of their career. But he's 21.4 high A, Los Angeles Dodgers shortstop. He is a 4-homer guy over the last 15. He's hit 259 on the season so far with a 181 ISO. His K numbers are great. He's got 5 homers and 0 stolen bases, but a little old for high A. He's a 6.5 on the Let's Talk Wax ranking system because this is the best season he's had so far in his career, but we're only about a month into the season, so a lot of things could change. I don't foresee Noah Miller being a impact big leaguer, but you never know. Things could change, and maybe he could stay on the hot sheet for the next couple of weeks, just like this number 6 guy, Matthew Lugo, making his second appearance on my prospect hot sheet in a row. 23 years old, Double-A, Boston shortstop. He's got 4 homers over the last 15 with 9 ribbies and 2 stolen bases. He's got a 316 batting average, the highest ISO on this list in 2024 so far at 395, but you do have to watch the swing and miss here. It's at 21.9. So the power's there, the swing and misses there. Those two things usually coincide with fringy hitters. The really good hitters don't strike out as much, and they hit for average and power, but the K rate is a little bit high. He's been bad in 2023. He was kind of one of my favorite sleepers going into like 2021, 2022, because he's all the way out of 2019 draft. But he was one of my favorite sleepers, but prior to going from 2021 to 2022, but in 2023 his numbers were really bad. He didn't play very well, and the K is kind of racked up. Now, he is a purple refractor and up only, so his cards are sitting right around $35 right now, and like I said, he's all the way back in 2019 Bowman draft. We're going to go through some honorable mentions quickly here. I'm not going to spend a ton of time going through every honorable mention group. I did break them up by leagues from AAA to Double-A to High A to Low A, and we did have the Complex League and DSL start. But I'm just going to kind of rattle off some guys that have had success in the last couple of weeks. Jackson Holliday got sent back down to AAA. He's hitting again. Owen Casey had 2 home runs. We had 3 home runs from kind of a sleeper, Victor Mesa Jr. He is a guy that I think has a $5 auto as well. Reese Hines hit 2 home runs, but he probably struck out quite a bit to get to those 2. Colson Montgomery with a 3-homer 15 days, and Kobe Mayo hit 4 more home runs for the Baltimore Orioles in AAA. He could foresee a call-up sometime, or he could be some really good trade bait for the Orioles. Ice cold since being optioned back to AAA is Jonathan Clase. He's been 3 for 30 with 14 punch outs in the last 15 days. So since his demotion, he has been a bit cold. In the AA Eastern League, we got Marcus Lee Sang and Agustin Ramirez with 3 homers each. Zach Veen thrown in the mix there as well, hitting .276 and having a really hot start to 2024. He was kind of ice cold throughout the entire season last year. Blaze Jordan in there with some singles, 17 hits. Brady House hit 3 home runs. 20.9 years old in AA, man. I really was starting to like Brady House. Sterling Thompson had a big year last year. He's a big bat, hit .310 over the last 15. And Yohandy Morales out of the fresh 2024 Bowman makes the hot sheet after having 15 hits, a triple, a double, and 5 RBIs. Now, ice cold in the AA Eastern League is Kevin Parada, 4 for 36 with 15 punchies. Adiel Amador continues to struggle as predicted by my man Bobby Anderson. Is 118, 4 for 34 with 11 strikeouts. And Yankiel Fernandez still never recovering from that huge 2022 season, hitting .222 with 12 punch-outs out of 2022 Bowman Chrome. We've got Tyler Callahan, hit 4 home runs, but he's almost 24. I do have a little bit of a Tyler Callahan stash. He was one of my sleeper prospects that I liked a few years ago that didn't quite pan out, or he may just pan out too late for the hobby to care at age 24. Carlos Rodriguez showing up there. We had Brian Ramos with a multi-home run game. Wilfred Veras with the Chicago White Sox, a home run game. Brian Ramos was recently promoted to the major leagues. I do have a nice stash of Brian Ramos as well. We had Josh Rivera sneak in there with a home run out of 2024 Bowman. Kyron Paris is ice cold, 2 for 24 with 11 Ks. And to my surprise, Matt Shaw's continuing to struggle a little bit in AA, 4 for 39 with 10 punch outs. And he was one of my favorite prospects coming out of that 2023 Bowman draft release. So hopefully he can pick it up and get things going in AA in 2024. In the Texas League, we've got Jacob Melton, a guy I really like, a speed power guy. 3 homers out of 2022 Bowman draft. Gavin Cross is finally starting to figure things out with 13 for 36 with 2 home runs. We had Caden Wallace and Tyler Locklear both hit a home run and rack up some hits over the last 15. And Colby Thomas out of 2023 Bowman. He's definitely another sleeper guy that was very cheap coming out of release, but like Melton, most of these guys in the AA Texas League, they are of 23 to 22 years of age, and they don't bear well in the hobby. You've got AJ Vukovic. He's a guy that I liked but strikes out a lot. He does have some power and thump at third base, and Diego Cartea continues to not be able to hit. I think he may be defense only. I'm not sure what we're going to get out of him, but he's probably had some of the largest stock fall as any prospect in the last couple of years. Kicking off high A, we've got Sammy Ciani and Jacob Gonzalez, a guy that I was hoping would come to life out of 2023 Bowman draft. Rock Riggio, Michael Escotto with some home runs. We've got Cooper Kinney and Dalen Lyle, a guy I've got a pretty nice stash of. He kind of heated up a little bit towards the end of last year. He did deal with some injuries throughout his career, so he's trying to find himself. He's a little old for high A. We got Luis Baez, 20.2 out of the fresh 2024 Bowman. I think he's going to be one of the bigger chases out of that release when it all is said and done. And Creed Willems continues to ride on a roller coaster of highs and lows, of exceptional performance stints, and very bad stints. So we'll see what happens with Creed Willems. He's kind of a sleeper for me out of 2022 Bowman. Samuel Zavala, a guy that I predicted to be in maybe MLB.com's top 100 next year, is making me look like I know not what I'm doing. Hit 8 for 50 with a home run, a double, and 14 punch outs in high A. He is pretty young. He's 19.8, so he's a little young for high A, but hopefully he can figure it out. He was traded to the White Sox, so hopefully that didn't impede his development like it did Robert Hassel. In the high A Midwest League, Jay Allen continues to demolish 2024 with 3 more home runs. Cam Collier gets his first appearance on the list. Carter Jensen's continuing to hit. Aribiel Angeles, a blast from the past, had 2 home runs. Leonardo Balcazar is back and healthy and hitting pretty well. Hector Rodriguez also had a big season last year and he's hitting pretty well. And like I said, I'm going to fly through these, so if you guys want to grab some screenshots and go check these things out, that is definitely fine. Luis Rodriguez, the L-Rod of 2021 Bowman Chrome, is struggling again, 2 for 19 with 6 punch-outs. And to much of our surprise, Jefferson Rojas struggling a little bit in high A, 8 for 43 with 6 Ks. Now, he doesn't have a ton of punch-outs, and he just turned 19, so he's very young for high A, and there is probably going to be a bit of a learning curve right there for him. Not a lot going on in the High A Northwestern League. It must have been some bad weather and some cold temperatures up there. We've got Jace Buffrin, Desan Brown, and Juan Guerrero with some home runs there. And we've got Warner Blakely was 4 for 26 with 10 punch-outs. So not a whole lot of action out of the Northwest League. In the Carolina League, we've got Nazan Zanatello and Daniel Galarte with multi-home run weeks. And we've got Trey Morgan, my guy from LSU, Go Tigers, is going to make the hot sheet with a 381 batting average. And Jason Trujillo, I think he was on the honorable mention or maybe even in the top 15 last episode, is hitting 351 and continuing to hit a lot without a little bit of power. Hopefully the power comes. We'll see what happens. Alexis Hernandez, I did forget the I there, so make sure you let me know in the comments about that, is 0 for 28 with 14 strikeouts in low A at 19.3. I think he may be the most ice-cold prospect of anybody on the list at 2022 Chrome. Out of the Florida State League, we've got Nick Morabito, who continues to stroke. He was recently promoted to High A, so some of his numbers are missing. It's impossible for me to filter the stats when a person gets promoted, but he was 10 for 20 prior to his promotion to High A. Aiden Miller out of 2024 Bowman. He's definitely not a sleeper in that release. There's a lot of people chasing him. I think I saw his first Bowman Chrome auto sale for a little over $100, and it just kind of blew my bubble of him being a sleeper, maybe able to get some of him cheap. Yerlin Confidant, Nico Paco de Grego. I can never say his name right. There's not even a D in there, but I always put the de Grego in there for some reason. He is healthy, and he is off to a hot start with the Phillies at 19.6. Jesus Baez had 2 homers and hit 348 over the last 15. And Brock Vradenberg out of 2023 Bowman draft is 6 for 42 with 16 strikeouts in low A. So not a very good start for him. Drew Jones makes the list this week, 20.4. He's had a home run, 3 doubles, 6 RBI, and 7 stolen bases. I did look at Elijah Green's numbers after I saw Drew Jones, and I was just thinking, wow, I really think Elijah Green could be one of the bigger busts in recent history in the prospecting community. His K percentage continues to be his highest stat. I think his K percentage might be higher than his batting average right now. Michael Arroyo and Johnny Farmelo both make the list with with several hits. Christopher Torin, he's going to be another guy that's heating up this year out of 2023 Bowman Chrome for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's been on this hot sheet several times, and he's been a pretty good hitter since being picked up in the international pool. Colt Emerson, another guy you're going to see a lot more of this year with 3 doubles and 11 RBIs and 12 walks over the last 15 days. Dylan Head struggling big time. He's with Miami now, not with the Padres anymore. He's 2 for 21 with 7 punchies out of 2023 Bowman draft. Into the Complex League and Dominican Summer League, we got Robert Calais, 18.4. He's got a home run, a triple, and 2 doubles. He was probably one of the best DSL players last year, and probably one of the top young players in that 2024 Bowman release at 18.4. The Phoenix Felon and Celestin, 18.6 Complex League, 455 batting average, no tanks. And Manuel Bonilla is starting to explode. If you've been holding on to his stuff that you got for cheap, you may want to look at the comps right now because they're starting to skyrocket up. Braylor Guerrero, Brian Acuna, and Simon Juan round up the Complex League and DSL players. Now we're going to get into our top 5. Kyle Manzardo is going to lead this list off, and he was recently promoted to the MLB, but these were his stats in AAA prior to that promotion, where he's currently hitting 162 with 5 Ks and 12 plate appearances. He was in AAA, 23.8. He was traded to Cleveland last year from the Rays, had 4 home runs, 4 doubles, 8 RBIs. He was off to looking like his old self in 2024, a 303 batting average and a 339 ISO with exceptional K numbers. I know a lot of guys, they tend to perform really well in AAA, struggle to get going, they get optioned back to AAA, they crush the ball, they get moved back up, and they struggle. So it's kind of a matter of how quickly they can figure it out at the big league level, because these guys continue to hit AAA like Jackson Holiday. But when they get their chances in the big leagues, sometimes it doesn't click after the first time. So another guy we could see in the MLB very shortly. He had a quad injury early in the season, I think kept him from making the roster out of spring training, is Junior Camero. 20.8, he's in AAA right now, had 4 home runs as well with 3 doubles and 7 RBI. Not a lot to say about Caminero. He's a stud. He can swing it. 321 batting average with 284 ISO. Exceptional K numbers. His career numbers are not far from what you see right here in 2024. 6 home runs already on the season. He's an elite. He's the only elite ranky on this list right now for Let's Talk Wax. He's number 4 in the top 100, and he's number 8 on the Juggernaut. His cards are out of 2023 Bowman, and they're very expensive at around $200, but that makes a lot of sense for me based off his numbers. At number 3, probably the biggest shocker in the top 5 is Andrew Pintar, 23.1 high A Arizona Diamondbacks center fielder. 5 home runs, 2 triples, a double, 12 RBIs, 4 stolen bases. A whole lot going on there. 267 hitter with a 209 ISO so far in 2024. He's 23.8 K rate, sub 2K percentage, so that's good. He's got the most stolen bases on the list as well. He had a really bad 2023. He was a 5th rounder out of 2022 draft and just didn't play very well last year. He's a $5 auto, but if he continues to play, his cards may jump just a little bit. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 6 right now, though, until he can prove he's going to do this consistently, and we're not just seeing a pretty good hot streak here for Pintar. At number 2, we've got Davidson Santos, possibly one of the hottest hitters in minor league baseball to start the season. He was on the list last week. He's got 6 more home runs, bringing his home run total to 11 in 2024 so far, and he's only 125 plate appearances in. He's on pace to hit about 40 home runs right now in the 2024 minor league season. So he is a power hitter for sure. I don't know. He's definitely not going to be able to keep the power numbers up, and if he does, I'll be very surprised. Like I said, he's on pace to hit about 40 jacks in 2024. 365 average, 331 ISO. You can see why he's number 2 on my stats-based Juggernaut ranking system, which ranks all prospects in minor league baseball. He's number 2 on it right now, but we don't know what's going to happen, how long his cold streak is going to last when he does hit it, because all players usually do hit that at some point. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2. He's a 2023 Bowman Chrome Auto for $35, and he's just got to watch the walks. Number 1, we've got Lazaro Montes, or I should call him Air Jordan 2.0. This guy draws a lot of Jordan Alvarez comps for me, especially with the numbers. He's got a 14.3 K percentage, a 1-to-1 K to walk ratio, so he walks just as much as he strikes out. Has 5 jacks, 4 doubles, 26 RBIs, and 8 walks in the last 15 days, and added 21 hits with his last 15 days, batting average being .438. So another exceptional youngster in the Seattle Mariners farm system, which is pretty loaded right now. He's a guy to definitely watch. He does not have a high defensive ceiling. He probably could play left field, maybe some first base, but the kid needs a promotion to high A for sure, because low A looks like wiffle ball game for him. 6 homers, 5 stolen bases. He's not a top 100 prospect, but I do expect that to change. That could be a pretty good video of a future top 100 prospect. It's looking a lot more like Lazaro Montes than it is Samuel Basalo right now. So Juggernaut rank is 142, but I'm sure that will change drastically after the next update, because this line that you see here for all these players has not been included in the Juggernaut rankings that were updated to start the month of May. So at the end of May, I expect Montes to be very high on the Juggernaut rank system. He's a 1.5 for me of my subjective rankings out of 2023 Bowman. And he's a $95 auto, so he's not going to come cheap. That's going to wrap up this video. I want to give a huge shout out to all my level 3 Patreon supporters. You guys rock. If you guys enjoy this content, don't forget to subscribe, and y'all have a great night.